You're listening to Get Tilted, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
Hey everyone. I'm making a face because I don't know if our intro just broke or not. On my end, it stopped halfway through. But here we are. We're on Underdog. Alongside me, as always, Tim Hallstad. And we're going to hop into some Eliminator draft today. Tim, how are you doing today? I know thunderstorms currently going on in your area, so we'll see how you hang in there.
Yeah, getting monsoon season in Arizona, so totally clear all day. 6 o'clock hits and it's time for a thunderstorm, so we will see how my internet and apartment power hold out. Usually it's not a good bet, but it's been pretty sporadic so far, so might be able to make it through 2 drafts. We will see.
Hey, if you quickly move through these drafts, we won't even have an issue. And I know for a fact we'll get no auto drafter, so it's going to be a quick 2 drafts, maybe even 3. We'll see how fast our gang can move today. Just as a reminder, the Eliminator, we have to survive our first pool of 6 out of 12. They advance, and then after every single week, it's a one-on-one heads-up game.
Yep.
So playing it tightly, making sure that our rosters are good and strong each and every week. So we have to be careful with our bye weeks and hope for the best, as per usual with best ball.
Yep.
We're going to hop right in. It's at 91% filled, so that's why we are out here playing a little Eliminator tonight. I think we instantly queued. We were spot 12, and we are now at the 1-9, hopping right in. Over here, just as kind of covering over my name, this is a little overlay draft analyzer / tool from Steven Hoops over on Blue Sky. So huge shout out to him for building this out. It's been really interesting, and I have enjoyed drafting with it so far. It's been a good time. It's really helpful with a lot of Week 17 matchups that it lets you know. So if things are close and you're trying to figure out what player you should go with over the other, and you see that they're playing, say, like Minnesota or Denver in Week 17, nope, we can just pass them. Don't need to worry about that one. Meanwhile, they're going to play Arizona Cardinals in Week 17. Smash that click button. So we're going to see how this treats us today.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's been a hot minute since we drafted an Eliminator on stream, but just as a reminder, kind of similar to Drafters Survivor Tournament, not quite. So yeah, stacking is not as important. Bye weeks are way more important, especially focusing on late bye weeks whenever there's like a tie. If you like to play, like for example, at 109, I imagine we're probably going to have the CeeDee Lamb versus Justin Jefferson debate. And as you can see in ADP, CeeDee Lamb goes ahead of Justin Jefferson in this because Lamb has a week 14 bye and Jefferson has a week 6 bye. So the later the buys are, the better, but you still don't want to only have weeks 13 and 14 buys either, because then obviously you will lose right when the money's starting to get good. So
that was something I actually was thinking about on my commute to work today. Is it actually better to think about having early buys? And stay with me for a moment, because in theory, right, say we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, week 6 buy, very early. It's kind of a bummer to have one of your studs be gone in week 6. However, compare that to Brock Bowers, who has week 14 bye, and you're now playing tougher teams because in theory, as you're playing throughout the season, you're playing, people are winning, they're advancing, their teams are good, and when you try to get to that very end of the season, instead of having your best player out, you now have Amon-Ra St. Brown or like Ted McMillan, who also has like a week 5 bye. They're still playing, and you're pretty much unworried about missing players. I don't know, just still food for thought, because we'll see how our draft hits. So we have Genty, CeeDee Lamb, James Cook, and Justin Jefferson all in line here. To me, this might be Genty.
That's fine.
That was a faster clock than I'm used to. I don't know why this seemed so fast this time around. It's still 20 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we've been on drafters so much, and they're 30 seconds, so there's a bit more.
Oh, that's it.
Talking.
So not nearly enough time for me to just pontificate about random stuff.
Yep.
I have to make the decision and queue up correctly. Awful.
Yep.
Hate to see it.
But yeah, I think your thought makes sense to me. The data studies I've seen don't support that, but I also don't know why that is. Like, I don't know if injuries play a factor or what it might be. Like, I guess in theory, it's yeah, I would be Saquon or Walker.
Okay.
So I think Walker's fine.
I'm gonna take Walker here. I don't know. This KC offense is interesting to me, and I don't know why. I must have read something about the vibes in Philly being not like the best at the moment, or maybe I'm just like too plugged into all the Jalen Hurts haters.
I mean, I haven't heard that they're bad, but I haven't heard that they're like immaculate either. I think they're just, it's another season in Philly and we'll see how it goes type of thing. But they are kind of all hurt except for Hurts and Saquon. So that is certainly something.
Dallas Goedert's gotta be healthy, right?
So
He's
far,
something. probably something going on there. That's good.
Yeah,
I hope so. Anyway, I took in a different draft. I have Hurts, Goddard, and Tank Bigsby as a weird little stack there.
makes sense.
Hopefully we don't actually see Tank Bigsby because that'll hurt way more rosters that we have if Saquon's gone.
Yeah, but yeah, getting back to the discussion, like, I almost think that yes, the rosters at the end are probably good, but they're also probably easier to beat, if that makes sense, because you're playing a game of who survives every week as far as like your players as well. So like the more weeks that stack up, the more statistically likely it is that you'll have more players that are injured, as will your opponents. So like in the early bye weeks, there's going to be a lot less players that are injured in week 5 and week 6 compared to how many players are on the IR, how many are on, PUP that they can't return from, like that kind of stuff when you get to weeks 11, 13, 14. So I almost, as well as, the weather starts playing a factor when you get down there as well. So I don't know. I think that's kind of why it's more of balance, and like the data says to go towards the later buys, but it also doesn't say like exclusively pick late buys. It preaches balance. It shows to not overstack any one singular buy. Like obviously you're going to have multiple players that have the same buy just across the positions because that's physically not possible to have an 18-man roster with everyone having a different buy. But like you don't want 3 of your 8 wide receivers or whatever to be on buy either all in the same week. One thing that's very interesting that is pretty definitive from a data standpoint is that structure should always be 3-5-7-3, and that elite tight end and elite quarterback is terrible.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This deep hole has decided that that's not the case.
I know. But like if McBride gets to us, I don't think we should take him, which sounds gross because that would be.
I mean, he will get to us. I'm like completely in agreement with that in the sense of that, like having a well-rounded roster is better and having more firepower in, like, I want to say Flowers. I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Like I think it completely tracks when you think like
Yep.
having like this, like the opportunity cost of the onesie positions are so impactful. Like it costs a ton to pick Bowers in the second into Josh Allen. Like that is pretty dang risky because now you still don't have a running back, right? And
Yep.
so like we are probably going to go running back or wide receiver here, depending on what we see. I kind of think we should go wide receiver since they are a lot stronger in this range.
Yeah.
And now they have to start Paige Hall Tootin every week potentially.
Yeah.
And that's scary if he's not as good as people want to believe that he is.
Yeah. I think we all know who I'm going to cape for here if he's there, but we'll see if he gets there. He does.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just double check. Yeah.
Yep.
And man, like, so do you like Waddle that much more over Ladd? Do you think it's more of just a target situation that you prefer Waddle because like he's fighting targets for Pat Bryant instead of QJ and Trey Harris?
Well, I mean, it's funny because Ladd McConkey is actually like my most drafted wide receiver. A lot of that was from pre-draft stuff and like earlier this summer. That's also because Waddle was cheaper back then, so they weren't like directly competing with each other for exposures. It was like I could take McConkey in the third every time, and I could get Waddle in the fourth or fifth every time. And now they're like in the same range. So, but like, yeah, I think the Broncos offense is high volume, high pace, which is what we want. Bo Nix threw the most passes in the NFL last year, even with a great defense. Like Bo Nix has never had anyone close to the talent level of Jalen Waddle. While as an NFL player, we've seen the Jalen Waddle archetype just absolutely feast in a Sean Payton offense before. Yes, health is always a coin flip for him every single week, but that's why he's great in best ball, because I don't have to make a start decision and he goes into the blue tent in the second quarter and I'm like, well, crap. He just doesn't hit my lineup that week, and that's fine. But he's going to get an enormous target share if he stays healthy. He's going to be the primary target by a long shot. And like you mentioned, like Cortland Sutton is fading. I think Pat Bryant's getting a lot of hype, but like, can he become the number one? Like almost no shot. When you think about the Chargers, Ladd's, to me, he's a clear number one, but like he's also not, because he's smaller and like he's not your traditional, I don't know. He just doesn't, it feels like he has more competition, even though I would say that the competition is similar levels of good between the Chargers and Broncos. But I guess like I've seen Jalen Waddle just like absolutely torch in fantasy. We have one season of Ladd being okay, and like one of him being like provably bad at football. Like last year was bad for Ladd McConkey.
It was. I cannot argue in that regard, but I can argue with the fact that that whole offense was just like doomed from the start. I feel like the Greg Roman approach was not quite what needed to happen, and then injuries to Ladd himself, the O-line, and it just felt like there was an identity crisis with the Chargers. Keenan Allen still getting a bunch of reps in the beginning. So in that regard, that is how I'm going to defend Ladd McConkey's performance. But it was, some people don't care about that. We needed him to score fantasy points, and he just didn't do it.
I have a hot take here, that I would rather have Price than
over
Henderson.
Hendo. Yeah. So I think I'm happy to take Price here. I would have loved to have Parker. He might come back to us, probably not, because we're an Underdog and people are really plugged in with Underdog, and he is the name that he is the hotness right now.
Yeah.
But regards to Price versus Hendo, Henderson has had right after us. Henderson has had not a good camp.
Terrible camp. Like one of the worst camps I've ever heard of.
The coach speak season, I didn't read the whole quote from Vrabel. I should have, because it would have been really good to pair it on this. But effectively it boiled down to, we would have liked to see a couple more things increasing his vision and pass blocking, but those just aren't there right now. But that's okay because it's August.
Yep.
Uh-oh. So Henderson is probably going to be more of like a one in, first and second down type of runner. Mondre probably going to play a lot of second and third downs. And I don't know if we can trust that early.
I don't even know if he's a first and second down. I would be a Dunze or Pollard.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go with Dunze. I'm not a huge fan of Pollard in this instance. I get why. He's a volume king, and he's the only one there. It just scares me because with that coaching staff, Pollard's not their guy. Technically, Nick Singleton is, but I think it's going to be a lot of committee and a lot of figuring out what they like with these guys in the backfield.
That's why I like Tajay Spears, which is why I'm confused why you don't.
I don't like Tajay Spears?
I mean, every time we click him, you seem very unhappy.
Because I just don't think he's good. Unfortunately, I think it's just a talent problem with me. He just hasn't consistently done what I would like him to do, which is catch a lot of passes out and then do something with it. I think he had a run 2 years ago where at the end of the season he was pulling up a bunch of points, or was that last season? No, that was
it was 2 years ago, but he also was good for stretches not good, but he has he puts up 20 plus point games every year, just 2 or 3 of them that are just wildly unpredictable and not really. It's usually the Titans season's over. Hey, look, Tajay Spears went off. It's not this is a smash spot for Tajay Spears. Play him in all formats. That never happens, but that's great. We're not worried about that in best ball. We're worried about, does it happen at all? And Brian Daboll is probably the best offensive coordinator that Spears has ever had, at least. Not the best that Pollard's ever had, but certainly the best that Spears has ever had. So he will use him to some extent. I sincerely doubt they want Tony Pollard just being you're getting 25 touches a game, brother. Have fun.
Right. So, all right. Maybe in this regard, I will hold my disdain. I'll hide or grit my teeth, and we'll pick Tajay Spears if the draft allows us to, and if we're getting a good value there.
He's cheap.
I did realize, so I think it's okay. I think we'll be able to find him eventually. I did just realize we have week 10 buys in our wide receiver spot. Not a big worry, but
can't take Godwin.
And
I would say Josh Downs is a smash here, actually.
Where's Downs? Oh, there is.
I think his ADP is wrong currently.
I think as we learn more, all right. So we're assuming we're going to get through between our bye with wide receivers. That's fine.
Yeah, no more 10, no more 13 at wide receiver, and that's pretty easy to accomplish.
Man, just looking at this again, at Jonathan Brooks, if he doesn't play,
this is the only format where Hubbard is still going ahead of him.
Yeah, God, I guess we could do Bill if we want a running back here. I'm tempted to go running back because the options are pretty limited. Tucker Kraft is interesting though, because down this late, it's not necessarily a
JCM goes. I would go Harvey actually.
Just stack.
I mean, we have Waddle. Yeah, we have Waddle. You're betting that J.K. Dobbins doesn't last a season, which has been a 100% correct bet every year of his career so far. Or you're betting that Harvey just takes over on talent, which is also certainly not the most likely option, but is very plausible as a second round pick with a 26-year-old with no ACL and a 5th round pick as his only competition.
I don't like betting on injury. I know J.K. Dobbins has a pretty horrid past in terms of staying healthy. What I do like, and what I'm going to say for us, is I'm going to assume that there will be weeks where RJ Harvey just takes one to the house and cracks our lineup. Yeah. And I'll be happy with that. That's fine with me. because we have two running backs who will score every week. They will absolutely hit our lineup.
Yeah.
We have Price, who is an interesting pick because he has the ability, he has a ton of breakaway potential, and he will get a bulk of the workload, allegedly, per camp. And I don't know, have you seen Hard Knocks yet? It's live, right? They've had at least 1 or 2 episodes?
It's live. I don't usually watch that stuff because it just ends up being like puff pieces about everything.
Oh, come on. Well, the past seasons have been bad. The Bears season was like not very entertaining. And then the Bills one was just like was puff piece central.
Because when they had the Giants, like that was the year that they let Saquon walk, and so
it was so good. That was such good television.
Everyone was just like clowning so hard on the Giants that all the other NFL teams were just like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to let you in for that kind of stuff.
Rightfully so. But we the viewer got so much value from that transaction, from just that whole clip. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go back here because we need to start thinking about some actually good quarterbacks that will score some points.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have to care about stacking, so
right,
it doesn't particularly matter. Yeah, Dart, we can stack Bo Nix. We don't have to stack, but Stafford's good. Kyler's good.
I think Kyler is great. Now that we know he's the one, now that we know he's starting for sure this time around.
Man, who could have predicted that?
Now the real question is, do we care for Kyle Pitts or Harold Fannin?
I sure do.
In the same turn.
I think we would do that over quarterback personally.
You think I would? If they were not both week 11, I would potentially say click them both. But
yeah, I think both are good.
Okay.
Kittle, that's an interesting click. Do you want Fannin or Pitts? We go Fannin a lot. I'm open to Pitts, but I'm also open to just.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I have clicked Harold Fannin far too much, and I even said on one stream, that we haven't clicked Pitts enough.
Yep.
Because he's going to score. Is it 6 touchdowns this year? Is that his current trajectory?
I think so. Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Kyle Pitts has scored 1 touchdown in his first year, 2 touchdowns in his second year, 3 touchdowns in his third year, 4 touchdowns in his fourth year. Last year, his 5th year, you guessed it, 5 touchdowns.
Yep.
So year 6, it's going to happen again. Stafford might have to happen here.
I think any of the 3 quarterbacks at the top are totally fine.
Bo Nix no, he has that injury, so he might not run as much right now. Oh, okay. Well, I made these free. I think we just click Stafford.
Yep. Feels good. Don't have to stack him. Don't care about stacking him. And frankly, like, unless you got Puka, there's not really a reason to stack him.
Right.
If Stafford's going off, it's going to be kind of hard to. He threw a couple junk touchdowns one to Adams and one to whatever tight end 3 they decide that week. Like, we're all hoping it's Terrence Ferguson, but it's probably not Terrence Ferguson. So, and we already have a week 11 by tight end, so I don't really want to take T Ferg on this team anyways.
Right.
That's definitely one of the big things is like, I think even 2 of the quarterbacks or tight ends having the same buy is probably bad. Like, wide receiver and running back, you can get away with a little bit of duplication, just not too much. But like quarterback, you want 3 at both positions, and you want them to have different buys, just like pretty strongly,
pretty standardly. Yeah. And I even shared a roster with you, thinking like, yeah, I didn't really like how this draft shook out, and I do appreciate you trying to talk me off the ledge about having a couple tight ends with the same buy, but it is truly bad because you're now relying, like, you're taking away your advantage of best ball when you do this for Eliminator.
Yeah.
Because the advantage of best ball is that you do not need to start, you don't need to pick a starter, right? So when you are limiting your options to pick a starter, i.e., of the 3 positions, of the 3 players, 2 of them are on buy, so you have 1 option left. You now are hoping that that's someone who can score a touchdown and haul in 50 yards.
And is even healthy. Yeah.
So that is something like really important to think about as we get to these later rounds, because you just start thinking, I need to fill out the role or like the position numbers that we think is correct. What's it called?
The like
Not
allocation.
Allocation. Thank you so much. I'm like, what? this. There's a D word. What is distribution? There we go.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
The allocation. Yeah.
Anywho, now we're
like
about this next pick.
The thing about quarterback as well is like every single late round shot you can take has a week 11 bye. Like every single one. The Falcons, the Browns, they're all week 11. So
I'm hovering Daniel Jones here. Tyler Shuck. If he gets to us, I'm just clicking Tyler Shuck.
I think Malik Willis is good too.
Malik Willis is a good shout.
But yeah,
I think better.
I think if Shuck gets to us, we just take him. I don't see anyone who's just like Travis Kelce is pretty interesting as well.
I want to see if he comes back around.
Yeah,
I want to see how greedy we can get with Kelce.
They might not.
Wow.
Yep.
Come on.
If we get Shuck, that feels great.
Okay. I'll take a consolation Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
And if I can, I would really like Jake Ferguson too. I would really be happy with a consistent performer that I think will be at least like a good floor play while Kyle Pitts is our boom bust.
Yeah. Honestly, even like Andrews or Goddard can kind of give you a similar thing if Ferguson goes. Different buys than Pitts, which is nice. And like,
is Goddard even better?
An
interesting conversation because they're not very exciting tight ends, but
yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. There goes Ferg. Dallas Goddard is strictly better.
I think even Andrews would probably be fine. Although Shaheed would be interesting. Or do we just take Willis and just be like, we're done at quarterback? Like the drop off.
Where's Daniel Jones? He is over there. I think. Oh man.
Because like if we miss on these next 3 or 4 quarterbacks, like it's Aaron Rodgers or the week 11 bros. I guess Gino.
I mean, we could take Gino. Jacoby. Oh my God, what is happening? Wow, it is laggy. What did I even get?
Willis.
I got Malik Willis. All right. Hey, Smoothsy, welcome back. Glad to see you again. McDaniel said the Chargers will be a 3 running back committee. Will this affect Hampton's stock? I don't think even a little bit. I think
he's falling a little. Like people are overreacting, but they shouldn't be.
Where is Hampton going currently? He is still in the 2-2. He maybe falls to 2-6, 2-7.
I mean,
I don't think this draft.
There was a draft that I was watching someone live stream this morning where this is still ridiculous. He fell to the 212 with the Gibbs drafter, which is like insane. That's an insane pairing, but like that's dumb. Like it just is. Like I'm sorry, it just is. We knew this was going to be a 3 running back committee. Like McDaniel has never had a all purpose back that does everything and gets all touches. He did that for Achane last year, mostly because Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright were that bad, and he still tried to play them a lot, and it just didn't work. So, he loves Keaton Mitchell. He put up a wanted poster famously for Keaton Mitchell. I think Kamani Vidal is talented and can be a solid rotational type of back / a good handcuff for Hampton. So, and they probably just don't want Hampton to get hurt and get like that much work. Like this team does have playoff aspirations. Like they do want to win. This isn't like a fun young team that's going to win 6 games but be fun about it. Like they want to win their division against the Chiefs, like, and the Broncos. Like they're going to do whatever they can to preserve Hampton while still like utilizing Hampton.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be load management for the most part, because like you just said, they have a long season ahead. Like they have deep playoff run aspirations. The team is set to do that. And I'm not necessarily worried. I think Hampton's also just clearly the best athlete of the three. Like Keaton Mitchell is really fun because he's very explosive and has like really funny metrics. Like he has crazy yard per carry and all that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I think Hampton's just more well-rounded back. He was an early draft pick for a reason, and they're going to continue to kind of give him the important carries when we need them.
We're gonna take my boy.
Oh, it's gonna work. It's gonna happen. Are we worried about the Puka and Josh Jacobs possible suspensions? Tim, you can go take this one first.
Yeah. Well, let's make this pick real quick. Oh, wow, that was really laggy. All right, Spears. I think it's possible that Puka gets suspended, but I would guess it's at most like 2 games. However, something that was a really good point that was brought up on ship chasing yesterday was like, maybe it was ADP chasing 2 days ago, but like they are overseas week 1 against the 49ers. They're like the second game of the season. Like, I don't think the league would want the Rams going overseas without Puka on a marquee standalone game on Thursday night. Because like the opening game is on Wednesday because reasons. So and then
NFL baby.
Yeah, and then this game is the next night on Thursday night in week 1 in Mexico. I don't remember what country it's in. No, it's in Australia. That's right.
Yeah, it's Australia.
So like, it's going to be a weird time and all this stuff. Like, they probably don't want the biggest talking point of the game number 2 of their slate to be, well, the team doesn't have Puka because he was anti-Semitic. Like, so should they suspend him? Yeah. Are they going to? I would guess probably not. Schultz is good, yeah.
I was tempted to take Hawkinson just for uniqueness, but I'm also very scared of how he's going to be used in that offense.
I just don't think Hawkinson's good anymore. And like, maybe that comes back to bite me, but I just don't. I think he's washed, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, he's like 4th on the receiving chart. So like, even if he's fine, he's still going to beat out. He's going to share receptions with Jawan Jennings and Jordan and Aaron Jones rather in the backfield.
Yeah, but yeah, Puka probably not. But at most, like 1 to 2 games, I wouldn't move him at all in my rankings because of that. I think he's just the best wide receiver in football from a talent perspective. Jacobs, I don't really think they're going to do anything. And like, I take a lot of Marshawn Lloyd because I think he's just different from what Jacobs offers as a player anyways. Like, Lloyd was a freak athlete. We kind of like forget because he never plays and survives a snap in the NFL, but like, he was very quick for his size. Like, he's good RAS. He's an explosive back. It's something the Packers just don't have on the roster. And so like, that's why I take Lloyd more than anything. And I don't fade Jacobs. I think Jacobs is a totally fine price in the 4th in normal drafts, and the 3rd in the Eliminator seems fine. But like, he could get suspended. It's so up in the air, and there's no real precedent either way that like, you can say it either way. Like, you're drafting like he will or you're drafting like he won't, and I won't blame you for that one bit.
Yeah, to me, it's such a weird scenario because both situations have been out there for a very long time and nothing has really come of it. There's really been no chatter. Maybe somehow the orgs are keeping every sort of like information like tight-lipped, and maybe there is going to be some sort of suspension. But I think from a pure like entertainment and product standpoint, Tim, I think you're absolutely correct. Like, I would be shocked if they kept out Puka from those key games. From a rest of the season, like maybe mid-season they'll be like, here's a slap on the wrist for 3 games or something. Typically a lot of these like suspensions happen the following year. So like Puka, I think his issue happened over the winter. So technically like it would have been this year, but they would still probably suspend him next season for like 6 games. That's usually what that happens. I think that's what Rashid Rice. I think that was the scenario. Okay, I got to focus here. Tank Dell is currently what I think.
I would choose Trey Harris.
He is gone. Oh, wait, just kidding. Sure.
I just don't know how many points Tank Dell is going to score early in the season.
Probably not a ton.
If he comes all the way back, I'm down with it. But we only had 4 wide receivers, and they were 2 week 13 buys and 2 week 10 buys, and I just want someone who's like going to be on the field.
I'm also scoring points.
Yeah, I'm also down with like Calvin Ridley, which is like disgusting to say. But
no, I can't. I don't know. I cannot get behind that.
You are very anti-Titans. I'm figuring out.
It's not really like the Titans per se. It's just the ancillary piece
like
of the Titans. We'll get back to my Titans hate in a moment. Do you like JT or CMC more? Christian McCaffrey. I think CMC is just. I will never be anti 4th-string quarterback.
Nope.
These are my two shouts here. Ronnie Gaston.
We can do Malik Washington.
Yeah.
I talk you out of Malik Washington all the time, so we can suck it up.
All right. Next draft, we'll get Calvin Ridley. That's my olive branch to you.
I would like to not need Calvin Ridley. Would be my next request.
Smart man. Anyway, I like CMC more. He's just he's just a machine. I like. We've seen so many years of CMC just be like the best player in football, like straight up. That I don't care if he's injury prone. I don't care. The substation's over there. I will always take my shot when I have the chance to take CMC.
I think he installed the substation to keep himself healthy.
Could you imagine?
Ever since we've had those problems, he's never been injured.
Makes you think.
A little interesting.
Ever seen CMC in the substation in the same room at the same time?
I haven't. But yeah,
not me.
I also think that like the Colts have some level of just total team implosion risk, and the 49ers imploded 2 years ago, and CMC was still the RB1 overall, I think, if I remember correctly, or like close to it. So yeah, it's CMC until he, like, yes, his efficiency has dropped, absolutely, but like he's still getting 100+ targets, and if we continue to have all of these injuries to the Niners, he's going to get 100+ targets again if he stays healthy, and they don't. So I think it's purely just let's just continue to stick with CMC until he proves us wrong. Yeah, we're going to be, whatever year that is, it's going to suck, but it's going to suck more to just get off the train, and the train just keeps going. Like, I've been off the Derrick Henry train for 3 years now, and he just keeps going. And at some point, it's just like, I probably should have just stayed on the train until it derailed, like, instead of trying to be like, well, actually, the next stop is when it's derailing.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that's a hard game. It's a hard game to play, especially when we are trying to figure out if this player is like truly a generational type of like football player, fantasy football asset, what have you. Like, I traded away CMC 2 years ago in Dynasty because I thought that he was approaching the age cliff. Like, there's no way he can keep this up. Like, no way. He's getting like 4,000 carries, 4,000 touches a game.
Yeah,
and I was wrong. Like, he's still just doing the thing.
Are we gonna push the Cooper Cup button?
This might be a Cooper Cup. We don't even get the option anymore.
Kayshon Boutte?
I will take Kayshon Boutte. I'm okay with this because even if he doesn't play for the Patriots anymore, he'll play somewhere.
Yeah,
probably. But we do get the click. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It's best ball. We get to play Charlie Kohler. And it matched up with our buys.
Oh God! But Mike Gesicki's still there, and Evan Ingram. Oh, Kolar is really that high in ADP. This is not your rankings. That's crazy. All right, Underdog.
This is Underdog / Coach Speak Index, 100% affecting, putting just like the brain worm into everybody. Like. Yeah. Yes, he's caught in 5 passes throughout all of his seasons. He has 16. He has 20 receptions. Wait, that's not right? No, I'm an idiot. 30. 19, 26, 30.
Yep.
30 receptions through the past 4 years.
For 4 touchdowns.
I like those odds.
If you get that in one season, that's fine. Well, we can't take Parkinson because of bye weeks.
Like
Gesicki, Kolar, and Ingram are all on the board.
Gesicki,
The only thing,
if I'm being serious, he is the best pick.
yeah, and we have Trey Harris, and like, I feel like if Trey Harris is hitting, it's because the tight ends didn't work for the Chargers.
Right.
And just had to be like, screw 12, back to 11 personnel.
Like Mike Gesicki is a player who will have 2 huge weeks back to back, like clockwork. He will be really relevant for some reason. He just hits the seam the right way. Joe Burrow finds them, they're in sync, and then for some reason, the rest of the season, they're just useless. Like they don't see each other, they're not on the same page. And it happens kind of with every team he's been on. Like I feel like that happened with the Dolphins a bunch. I felt like it happened a few times with the Patriots, and now with the Bengals. Like there's something about Mike Gesicki being a big wide receiver, but not really doing effective big wide receiver things until they play the Baltimore Ravens or something. I feel like it's always a random game.
Yeah, and it's predictable because it's almost always, oh my gosh, yeah, we have to talk about this. I totally forgot. We should have taken Darren Waller. He signed with the Panthers like an hour ago.
Oh, like an hour? Wait, legitimately?
Yeah, like 5 o'clock my time, about an hour and a half ago. He signed with the Panthers on a 1-year deal.
Oh my God.
That is a huge miss by me. That should have been our 18th round pick.
That's fine. Oh yeah. See, ball knower, he gets it. See, KY Smith, you know me. Oh, Eli Raridan's the other one I want to talk about eventually, maybe in this next draft. But
I'd probably not. I think Raridan's a good pick in BBM. I don't.
Not as much in Eliminator, you don't think?
It's just like there's a lot of other teams that have a week 11 bye that have late tight ends to click. So like there's that. I like Hunter Henry straight up over him.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And like that's getting really fancy. Like you don't need, like in the Eliminator where everything is a 1v1 past week 1, like you don't need uniqueness. You just need live bodies to score correctly. Like this is just redraft at this point, except you don't have to choose your starters, but like there's not much control you have over what happens with your opponent. It's not it's not a total points of like, I need one of the 2 highest scoring teams out of 12 through 14 weeks. Like that's a goal that you work towards building a team around. This is purely, it's not entirely luck, but like it's mostly luck. Like more so even than like a best ball mania or anything. It's just like, if I get a good opponent matchup for me, then I advance. If my team does average, if I get a terrible matchup and I face the highest scoring team possible, and it doesn't matter how well I constructed my team, I'm going home. So like, it's okay. It's purely luck, and like we don't need to get unique. We just need players that are going to score points every week to give us the best possible chance.
You know what? See, that kind of logical reasoning is going to get us some realistic teams, and maybe bad for content. Who knows? Anyway, here's our roster for today. At least our first roster here. Stafford, Chuck, and Malik Willis. Running backs, Ashton Genty, Ken Walker, the third, Darian Price, RJ Harvey, Tajay Spears. Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle, Roma Dunze, Josh Downs, Trey Harris, Malik Washington, and Keyshawn Booty. We're not our wide receivers. And then Kyle Pitts, Dalton Schultz, and Mike Gesicki are our tight ends. Interesting roster. I think, all bye weeks aside, I think that's a generally pretty balanced roster. I think we did an okay job of making sure that everything has at least some strength to it, and that we're not, like going into Eliminator, going some sort of version of zero RB is just so scary.
Yeah,
because you're just like relying so much on things that, like the thought process of things going wrong feels kind of bad in times. Like, the J.K. Dobbins, RJ Harvey idea, that makes sense to me, right? Like obviously RJ Harvey is an early round pick. J.K. Dobbins is injury prone. Sure, whatever. I get that. But then there's some other players that you want to pick, like when the Nun guy, it feels like your RB1 or RB2. Like that would be like a real red flag for me. Like an eliminator.
Yes, but also like the zero RB cadre, I guess, is like better than it feels like it has been, because at least in like the start of it, the end of it is still disgusting. But like if I could start my running back room in Eliminator with like a combo of Chuba or Brooks, Dobbins or Harvey, like one safe, one risky from both of those, JCM and one of the Vikings, and I have just like absolutely elite wide receivers who are all going to just be, man, we are getting awful draft position. But like, if you know what I mean, like if I have 6 wide receivers that are just the guys every week, and they all have different bye weeks, and they're all just like primary targets on their teams, and everything's going well, and I have that running back room behind them, and then I just take 3 late quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, I think that can work. I really do. Like, you have to get a little lucky on the running backs actually falling to you for sure, but like, you know, I think it's worth building a couple 0 RB teams in the Eliminator. We can try it from here. It's kind of weird from here because we're in like perfect running back range at the 12. So like if we end up doing a third and get a good spot, then maybe we can do it. But like, I think it's viable to try, but you're definitely right that it's hard and it's scary. But like we don't need uniqueness, but we still also don't want to just build the same team that everyone else builds, where it's like, well, we've got 4 running backs through 6, and we're hoping that our 2 wide receivers, whatever combo we picked, are the 2 breakouts of the year. And if they're not, then the team is sunk. And if they are, then we're great.
So, I mean, we did do this previously on one of the drafts where we said, forget it. We're not going heavy RB on this turn. Like, we just went, I think we went Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors or something.
Yep.
And that seemed pretty strong. No, the CD Lamb and Justin Jefferson, I think. And that seemed pretty strong to me.
Yeah.
We have an option to do that potentially next, but maybe not. Because we have a whole block of running back.
Yeah, Lamb just went at the 8 hole, so that's interesting.
JT, James Cook. I'm curious to see what our good friend Chess Liam has to do here. Genty. So Justin Jefferson goes to us. And then probably just Saquon.
I'm good with Saquon. I'm good with Henry.
I mean, we can go Henry and Saquon.
I think Jefferson's a good pick regardless. He's a very clear tier breaking receiver. Yeah. I have no running back preference. If there's someone that you're really caping for, that's fine. They're all just
I love Achane. I love Chase Brown. In this regard, you know what? Let's just take a stab with Derrick Henry. I don't have a lot of Derrick Henry. You know, we talk about the fact that eventually it's not going to work out. Let's just hope that one more year it does. And hope for the best. Like, this is also a weird team now with the Ravens being probably more defensive focused with Jesse Minter at the helm.
Yeah.
But Declan Doyle is a younger version. Like, he's a younger OC. He's probably got a lot of cool things going on in terms of just like scheming things up. So maybe it's less just like pound the rock with Derrick Henry. That might be better for him. Maybe not take, 40 carries a game.
Yeah.
So bad for us. But I don't know.
I mean,
it'd be interesting with this Ravens team.
Yeah. The main hope, I think, is just that they're not like they were so bad in the red zone despite having Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, because Greg Roman would just like very predictably just be like, we're going to run it up the gut on 1st and 2nd. And if Derrick Henry gets there, we win. And he would never get there because they would expect a run up the gut from Derrick Henry. And then it's like 3rd and 4. And it's like, well, we can either run it up the gut a third time, or we can do like an option with Lamar Jackson and let him scramble for his life and hope he figures it out. And that also didn't work, shockingly. So, like, the hope is honestly just that they have a creative enough offense where, like, Derrick Henry, actually scores on like an average expectation of touchdown rushes. Because if you look at his stats since being a Raven, like, he produces under expectation on touchdowns, on fantasy points. Like, he underperforms despite being good because the offensive play calling was just so bad.
And it's crazy to say that he's underperforming when he was so close, if not he did not win the rushing title, right? James Cook won it last year.
Yeah. But like
Ridiculous.
barely.
Yeah. Barely, because also Derrick Henry he came out of the game or something. What happened? I remember like last week was very weird.
He exploded in week 17 because he had, and then I think week 18 they played before the Bills did, so he had a good game, but then Cook just like did enough to get the title back, and then he was pulled, if I remember correctly. So Henry basically just had no chance unless he had gone for like 300, which is possible with Derrick Henry, but was certainly not likely. It's very interesting that we have good old Chess Liam directly in front of us.
It's tough because this is probably going to be what, his third running back, probably. Just based on what is going to happen here. Looking at maybe not, because the running backs is now bad. So back to being wide receiverville.
Yeah, and with him, he's obviously being a winner of Best Ball Mania. He does a lot of portfolio drafting, so like he takes stands on players, but he likes to change up roster constructions. He likes to do unique builds because he isn't really of the opinion that any one construction or any one player is a guarantee for anything. So, except for Bills, we can very safely say that he will always think the Bills are good picks, regardless of whether they are or not. But hey, you're allowed to be a fan of your team. I can't disparage that.
Let's see. Is this just Zay? I think this is either Zay or Igbuka. I feel like
I don't know if I would do Zay with Henry.
I was thinking him. I was curious what he picks here.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably. Do you actually just go Scat?
I think Scat might be a good pick. Well, we have two picks, so is he autoing? That'd be interesting.
I'm gonna make sure because he took T.
Yeah, I would do Scat for sure. Yeah,
there's Waddle.
I don't want to do Waddle. I'm debating Igbuka or not. It sounds like the injury is very minor.
He had a toe injury, is that right?
Yeah, but like not turf toe, just like a minor toe injury. Let's do Igbuka because we like Jaguars, and Jaguars are week 7, and we like Commanders, and they're week 7. And like there's late Chargers that we also are like enjoy more of. So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Instead of Lad, we're thinking about the buys of other players that we like. Got it.
Yeah, like instead of doing Lad and then having to pick someone else, like maybe we do Igbuka because we don't really like any late Buccaneers outside of like Ted Hurst, and then it's I can take Gadsden or I can take Harris or I can take Keaton Mitchell or whatever.
Oof. Taking Gadsden feels so horribly bad.
It does, but like I'm getting him in like the 190s now, and I'm like, okay, like that's 20 picks before Charlie Kolar.
I know. I think my weakness as a drafter is I get the idea in my head that this player is not good, and I forget that there are non-zero chances that player is actually good for fantasy. And we're thinking about value now and less of the fact that like I have to start this player in my roster. So guys like Aronde Gadsden and a lot of the like second string running backs that I'm not a huge fan of, like they will be fine. There's a chance that they are relevant and good for your roster and they help you win things. And that I think is making my rosters probably, and like honestly my portfolio as a whole, kind of similar, and yet I look at my player exposure and I have like 1,000,000,001 draft players. So maybe maybe I'm just talking out of my I'm just making stuff up for the sake of the show, but it's tough. It's tough to remember that we're trying to get value where we can get it.
Yep. Yeah. I want to point to Chess Liam and the way he handled that turn. It was obviously he does this for a living. He's great at it. He saw we had Henry. He probably did want flowers there, but he saw we had Henry and was like, you know what? I'm going to take someone else and push him around the turn on the idea that this drafter is not going to double stack Ravens in a contest where you probably shouldn't do that. And if they do that, that's good for me anyways, because they probably hurt their team. So like he reached a bit for T so that he could get flowers in the fourth, knowing that he would still be totally fine having T in the third and some other wide receiver in the fourth. So I think that's how you have to do it. That's how you have to play the game. Like thinking through what makes sense for my opponents directly to my left or right, what doesn't make sense. Can I take advantage of that? You know, we do that a lot with like quarterbacks and tight ends, but like even doing that with team building and correlation and stuff like that is how you win $1 million like he did.
And now we're approaching another turn situation here. So maybe we can even learn. Let's see what we can do here. Is there anything we can extrapolate?
I do regret to tell you that you are not getting Parker Washington because he is the biggest Parker Washington bull I have ever seen.
Well, we'll see. Hold on. You don't know this. Anything can happen here. Let's just cue it up. You never know. Hey, he's trying to diversify, right? Watch. He just diversifies. He's not going to take.
Well, Parker went.
Oh, we all lose.
I would guess he takes Price. He doesn't.
No, I took JMO. I was going to take JMO. Price is good for me.
I think Price and Watson are great.
I'm happy with this completely.
Yeah.
Let's do it fast and move on with our lives. The other one I'd pitch maybe is Ramondre. You know, we were talking about how Hendo was not feeling so good, but
yeah, as long as Price is on the board, I think Price is the better click. But the instant that Price is gone, like even in a 1v1, I think Ramondre is probably better than Henderson at this point. Like in Eliminator, I would still take Henderson first in BBM because the opportunity for spike weeks in weeks 15 through 17 is just so much higher with a second round pick than it is with a career fumbleitis Dak Prescott in the 6th. Okay, then.
We're missing something. Why
he
went above?
He has CD. Yeah, he has CD Lamb and really wanted Dak Prescott, I guess. And some people don't.
Where's the pick and draft right here?
Yeah, whatever. Again, not the tournament that you should think about stacking, anyways. But go off.
You can do. You are a free person. You have free will. You may play your rosters as much as you can in any way you want to. Just know that actions sometimes do have consequences.
We're all paying the rake anyways, to be honest. So, but yeah, I think like Ramondre makes a lot more sense in Eliminator. But this is kind of what I mean about going 0 RB, though, is like, let's say through 6 rounds, we've just gone pure wide receiver and like gotten every receiver we wanted. Doing it at the 12 hole is probably bad, which is why we didn't do it. But like, say we're at like the 7 hole or something, and we're just like, ugh, I don't want another JT team. I don't want another CMC team. Let's take Amon-Ra. Let's take Lamb. Let's take Jefferson. We take Neighbors or London in the 2nd. We take Zay Flowers in the 3rd. We take Waddle in the 4th. Like, we're, 2 more 5th and 6th that we feel good about. And then we're up at the 7 hole. And so now we're looking at, I think Dobbins went early in this draft. I don't think he usually goes up to 6'10". But like you're looking at Dowdle, you're looking at Dobbins, you're looking at Corum, Monangai, JCM, like all these guys, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to grab 2 in these next 2 rounds that I feel good about, of just like being able to start to some extent. If I get lucky, I get 2 more in the next 2 rounds where it's like, okay, these guys have realistic chances to always be scoring points, to be the starters, to hit my lineup, whatever it might be. Then you've got 6 wide receivers that are incredibly strong. You have 4 good bets at running back through 10 rounds. You take 3 quarterbacks, you take 3 tight ends late. You make sure your buys are different. You take 1 more running back and you take 1 more wide receiver, or you're done at wide receiver and you take 2 more running backs if you'd like. And like that could easily, if you pick the right combo of 6 wide receivers, you're crushing anyways. Like even if you're only getting like 8 points from both of your running backs, that's fine. You only have to advance 6 out of 12 in your pod. And then it's a 1v1. And a 1v1 is just so incredibly random that like there's no amount of too many running backs or prep work or projection that you could possibly care about where that's going to matter, because you have no control over it.
That's why it's a beautiful game for that reason only,
I think we do Caleb if he falls here.
I'm curious, Caleb, and then like T-Law is interesting to me.
I wouldn't go double QB this early, personally.
No, I was thinking if you went Harvey goes, I'm like Williams and then QJ.
Williams for sure. I mean, I still like Downs as a good pick. I'm fine with JCM. I'm fine with Monangai. I'm fine with Kraft. Or we have Watson, so probably not Kraft.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was thinking not Kraft. Let's just take Josh Downs again. Yeah.
He's just a good pick, I think.
It's not – it's just the way that offense and the Colts training camp is shaking out without Alex Pierce and whatever nonsense, is he getting shots or is he not getting shots? Is he getting medicine or whatever? Like Josh Downs should just be a PPR guy outside of Tyler Warren. Like I think those 2 are going to be the ones that are competing for the most receptions and the target share.
Yeah.
And we should get a part of that. I think that's a very simple, logical jump we can make. And our hope is that he's fully healthy and fast still, like Josh Downs.
Yep. And like, I've been pounding the drum all off season for Keenan Allen, but like the longer this drags on and Keenan Allen's not a Colt, like less likely it is that he ends up a Colt. I honestly thought that there was a solid chance that he could go back to the Bears with this Luther Burden thing. Like, It sounds like Burden will be fine by the time the regular season starts, but like, if there's any kind of setback there, like Keenan was famously said last offseason he only wanted to play for the Bears or one of the LA teams. I think it's also very possible that he could be a Ram. Like, they don't have a wide receiver.
It would be an interesting ad if he hopped over to the Rams because, wow, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Matt Stafford, oldest offense in the league.
That would basically destroy any hope we have for Terrence Ferguson, but like it's a very Rams thing to do, and in a go for it Super Bowl or bust type of construction that they have. Like it's definitely on the table, I think. Like, it's possible that Allen doesn't sign. It's also possible that Allen is like a mid-season signing. Like, those happen in the NFL. Like, if he stayed in NFL shape and, like, God forbid, like, Jamar Chase tears his ACL week 1 or something weird, like, and the Bengals are just like, well, crap. We don't want to start Andre Yoshibas as wide receiver.
Yeah, Colby Young. That's fine.
Like, if a team just loses a star wide receiver in the first couple of weeks and Allen still isn't signed, like he could sign there and he could be usable. That's why I push for him so hard, because until he officially says I'm retired, like I think he's a better click than all of these other late round wide receiver picks for the most part. And he's always free. Like, if Keenan Allen was a 12th round pick, we'd be having a different conversation. I'd be like, he doesn't have a team yet. What are we doing here? Like, right. I made the case for Diggs and Debo all offseason at those rounds because they're obviously signing somewhere. They're not old enough to retire. Keenan's old enough to retire, but he hasn't yet.
And even if he does, that doesn't mean he's done. We've seen all the time that players just come back anyway. Exactly. Darren Waller, he came back last season from the grave. He was rapping, and then they said, we need you to come play the Dolphins for a little bit.
Yeah.
So never say never for Keenan Allen. Man, I feel like Brock Purdy is a pretty good option here. And then we can wait a little bit in terms of like we can just punt QB. Or we can be done with QB and go Kyler and see, Chesley. I'm smart too. Me and Chess, we're on the same.
Yep. I think Rachaad White makes sense for this team.
I can dig it. I'm happy with that. And
wide receiver, what do we have at receiver?
We have JJ Ibuka, Watson and Down, 6'10", 11, 13. So like Wandale is good here.
I would do Wandale or Worthy.
I'm playing Wandale.
Works for me.
Isn't Worthy hurt? Doesn't he have an issue right now?
He sprained his AC joint in his shoulder, but again, they just haven't sounded that concerned that he's going to actually miss any regular season games. So,
fair enough.
I think it's it sucks. I know it sucks. He gets injured a lot, but you just have to suck it up because Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and fastest man in NFL history. If it works, oh boy, is it going to work?
Right.
So,
man, we are going to have an absolute bare knuckle fight to get the last two relevant QBs at this turn. This is going to look gross in a couple of rounds.
I mean, with that big of a fall on Caleb, that's fine. Caleb normally doesn't fall to the 7-8 turn in any format. Herbert went ahead of him. We took him 2 picks ahead of T-Law, 4 picks ahead of Stafford. I literally tweeted this on I literally posted this on Blue Sky today of a conversation that Mina Kimes was having with, I forget her name, but she's a national beat reporter that specializes in covering the Bears. And she was talking about how the way that Caleb throws and the way that Caleb is reading offenses and making decisions in camp this summer is so night and day compared to last year. It's wildly different to the point of they don't even look like the same quarterback. So I get it. Caleb had bad accuracy last year. He was erratic. He was very boom or bust type of big play potential, but he was asked to do a lot, and he was in his second year in a very complex offense with a new head coach and coordinator after having the worst possible coach and coordinator he could have had as a rookie that really stunted his development. So in my mind, this is his second year. His rookie season just kind of didn't happen, and last year was his rookie season. So if he even bumps up to 65, 66% completion percentage in a great offense, Caleb's going to be a huge asset in fantasy. This offense is condensed, it's explosive, it's up tempo, it's fast paced, he runs. There's a lot of touchdowns left on the table from this offense last year. They could just be the best team in the NFC if Caleb takes that big of a step, as from what it sounds like he's doing in camp.
I just love the NFC North right now.
Yeah.
Because that is truly I would say second best division in football behind the NFC West. Sorry, Cardinals. Because there's just so much talent, and you're completely right with the Bears. If things click and things hit, we're all going to be right. And it's going to feel so good. You can imagine the victory lap against what that happened in fantasy football land when Loveland, Burden, Odunze are all massive hits because of Caleb. And yeah, and if they all do hit, guess what? Caleb Williams is going to be fantastic, and he's going to be like a top 5 QB.
Yep. So, yeah, that's my thing on Caleb is just, man, we're going to get left with Baker, aren't we?
We absolutely are. Welcome back, Malik Willis. Well, look, I'm actually not that bad. I'm not that sad because Daniel Jones is interesting to me. Like, I think he's not going to come back to us, but at least in this setup,
I think we go double quarterback here.
Let's see, we like.
He's going to push Baker around the turn. I promise you, he's going to take Willis right now.
Maybe he takes Darnold.
I don't think.
I'd be interested to see what goes here. I know, waiting on bated breath because it's laggy a little bit. He takes Baker.
Okay.
He said,
"Cool." Yeah, I think.
Here's where I'm at.
I think Willis and Jones make sense. Like, Willis and Jones are a little bit risky each, but like for different reasons.
Whatever. And I paused because Jalen Coker is there, my beloved. But all right. There's our what's it called? Complimentary Bills pick.
Yeah,
or
he's probably like
Bills pick.
He's probably like Dalton Kincaid made it all the way to the 3rd or the 12th round.
I'm drafting with a bunch of idiots. We have 0 tight ends, by the way. We'll have to start clicking some blue names soon.
I think like that's what the data shows you should do in the Eliminator, because like
continue to wait.
Well, again, you're in a 1v1. Like, you're not trying to beat out hundreds of thousands of other teams at the tight end position. You're trying to beat one team. And like, if you're not taking McBride, Bowers, or if you think Loveland is part of that tier, they all are within like 2 points of each other in projection from like tight end 4 down to like tight end 26. And that's usually how it plays out every year as well, is like all these mid-round tight ends are exactly the same from a fantasy perspective. So you might as well just punt the entire mid-tier and just take 3 guys late, because they're at least one of them, hopefully all 3 of them, are going to score very similar to the entire middle tier. So like, unless you're taking someone from the middle tier that like has legitimate upside to be like one of the guys, like, like we take Harold Fannin or even Kyle Pitts, because we're like, that could just be like the tight end 1 in like a perfect season. Like, like Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, they're not the tight end 1. They have no shot at being the tight end 1 in this landscape. Like, everyone would have to just get injured, and they would have to be the last person standing, basically. So like, just don't take them. Just take Dalton Schultz, Gunnar Helm, and Terrence Ferguson or whatnot, because odds are at least 2 out of 3 are going to score within like a point of the rest of them.
Right. I'm lamenting the fact that George Kittle, quote unquote, fell to the 13th round. I feel like that's a pretty,
like
with news going.
If he came all the way back, like, that's a good pick, because that's someone who could finish as the tight end 1 overall. But like, there's so much risk involved. Isaiah Pacheco going is a real bad pick.
That I was going to comment on this as well. This is interesting, going Brissett into Pacheco.
I was like, wait, did Jacoby Brissett go in the 12th round?
He certainly did.
Okay, then.
This is also an interesting team. Yeah. Oh, we got the McBride sack. I understand now. It's all making sense.
I guess so. Did the Dak in the 7th drafter do anything weird besides that, or did he just like draft a totally normal team and just yank Dak?
Where's
6th, not the 7th.
So he's Sutton right after that, Stafford, Kenny G, Dobbs was the one I wanted to point out as someone who is also struggling in camp, but I get why you're picking Dobbs, because they gave him all that money, so he's going to see the field.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers going ahead of Bryce Young is interesting. I mean, Jacoby Brissett going ahead of Bryce Young is interesting.
He's not bad, folks. Bryce Young isn't.
He's fine.
Whatever.
I would argue he's bad, but he's not benchable bad at this point.
Yeah. No. Okay. Marshawn Lloyd goes.
I think
Thoughts?
Juwan Johnson makes sense. Or Strange. Or
We
both.
could do both because we have 0.
Um,
I don't want to do that necessarily. Like I kind of want to take Cooper.
Cooper or Trey Tucker are both interesting. Ryan Flanoy is interesting. We have 1 week 13 bye, so I think it's fine to take.
Look, I just think this is now what, the 15th round?
Yeah.
He's a first round wide receiver.
Mhm.
He is getting tips and tricks from Garrett Wilson. Like there should be a world where Omar Cooper Jr. is a very, very valuable fantasy asset.
Yeah.
And if not because he's talented, but because he's good enough and he's going for free in the 15th round, 14th round.
Yeah.
Like that itself should be enough to be like at least like a 12th. Like I feel like this going past 2 second round picks, obviously different teams, but they're not like, I don't know. All right. I guess I can't really articulate my thought correctly because like the Jets changed the math completely.
But one of them is the Browns. Like Denzel Boston's on
Exactly.
the Browns, and like is going behind still the actual first round pick on the Browns, who went in the 11th round in this draft in Concepcion, like, and goes behind their tight end, who goes in like the 6th or like the 8th or 9th round in this draft. Like, yes, it's the Jets. We say this constantly, but like, Sadiq is injured. He's out for probably a while. He's way behind the 8 ball. He was a pretty raw prospect to begin with, and it's like pure athleticism based almost. Like his only other competition is Adderall Mitchell. Like if he takes his Adderall, then like maybe it's a competition. If he doesn't take his Adderall, then like Cooper's winning that. He just is. So
I will say sorry, finish your thought.
No, I'm just like, and you're gonna say exactly what I'm thinking of. Like it's been great in camp, but like it's also camp.
Yeah. The Jets beat reporters, they love them some Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah.
They love seeing touchdowns over guys in shorts from their former he was not a first round pick, right? Adonai Mitchell.
He had like he was like talented enough to have been one, but because of the like football problems, he fell to like late second for Indy. It was like in the 50s, I think.
Okay. Because his tape was not, I don't think it was very good in terms of a like realistic football player, but he looked really fast and good enough to win on 9 routes. And
he looked better than Worthy.
He did look better than Worthy.
But unfortunately, Quinn Ewers brings down all boats. He sinks all boats. He does not rise all tides.
You don't know that. Gunnar Helm was going to get drafted before he rolled his ankle at the combine. Drafted highly, I should say.
I was like, he still got drafted.
It was like, where? Like, pretty late?
I think it was still in the 4th, early 4th.
Good for him.
Let's find out. To the internet.
Let's see. We have a week 8 bye with Juwan Johnson, so Dalton Schultz goodbye. That leaves us with guys like AJ Barner, Gunnar Helm, speak of the devil. Kenyon Sadiq, also speak of the devil.
I would say not Helm because we have Wandale, and they're kind of the same bet.
Just click the Greg Dulcich button.
Dulcich, Otten, Barner, all fine. We also
need a 5th running back.
Yeah, that's kind of
I like Dylan Sampson here.
Can we afford 2 week 11 buys here? So that would leave us with Henry, Scadaboo, and White. Are there any other running backs of any interest? Another week
Mike Washington is interesting. Sean Tucker. I know it's more Bucks, but at least that's something. Ray Davis.
Yeah, Ray Davis shares a buy with White. So I need the same.
Justice Hill. There. Dang it.
Yeah. Well, Samson goes. So
okay.
Scroll back up. We are very deep into the
weeds here.
Dulcich is fine.
Do you want Ferg instead?
No.
Okay. Because we do 2 picks, which is good.
Know. I think Brian Robinson's fine, unless
the same buy as Jadarian Price.
Yeah, I mean, the same
Might
as
not matter.
Samson. It was the same as Samson. Like Davis is the same as White. They're all the same. I don't really think Sean Tucker would be that helpful on this team.
Not
So,
necessarily.
yeah, like the reason to take Brian Robinson is like, oh, Bijan missed 2 games, and it was just the Brian Robinson show for 16 points each.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like these are late buys, so that's fine. Hopefully, Cam Scadoo and Derrick Henry are the ones scoring all the points, so we won't worry about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like I want to leave the last tight end spot for round 17, 18 was my main thing.
Do you want to try to get like Waller here and just like go for it?
I think so. I have a suspicion that Liam will take him, but also we can still take, I guess we can't take Gesicki again, but we can take like Colby Parkinson, Evan Ingram, Kolar, whatever. You absolutely can ask us for a suggestion.
Please do. We are all ears.
And eyes. More importantly, eyes.
Yeah, we'll just queue up the Joker. Man, I really wish I had like heard anything about Justin Jolie in camp because he is an interesting player.
Unfortunately, all I've heard is that Ingram is doing well. Like,
okay, that's good.
Like they haven't said
right now at this exact moment.
Yeah, they haven't said the line, Bart, of Evan Ingram's going to be the Joker role, but like it's certainly like he's looking better than he did now that he's had a year of Sean Payton's offense under his belt, like all this good stuff. And like he is still a athletic, talented player to some extent. He's not like amazing and he's not young, but he's not like terrible.
Oh man, Cyrus Allen goes unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click the button. I have the draft third in a double flex league with double downing on running backs. Do you think it's a bad start? No, I don't think so. In double flex?
I mean, it depends. If Gibbs and Bijan both go, I guess I could.
That's hard.
I guess I could stomach CMC at the third pick, but I would rather have Jamar Chase, I think, unless it's just like, no, it's 10 people, full PPR. I would go wide receiver.
I think based on the draft, if exactly what you just said, Bijan and Gibbs are gone, I think you have to pick Chase or Puka. Yeah. Because the tier between the truly game-changing players, it drops off dramatically after that.
Yeah.
Like, so what's so funny that you tuned into the best show because I would pick Chase, Tim wants Puka. Tim would probably pick Puka.
I think
both of them were really good picks.
I would pick Chase. I think Puka's better and in a better situation, but I think with the slight suspension risk, I think Chase is probably a better pick at 3, unless we like know for certain Puka's not getting suspended by the time you're drafting. But I imagine if you're drafting anytime soon, we're not going to know that. So I think it's Chase. Second round, like in 10 team, you could get a running back you like still. I think it's Waller.
So we have the pick, right? So it doesn't really matter. I guess we can go Waller first.
Yeah.
And then we have one spot for a wideout.
Thornton makes sense. Are there any other wide receivers?
Booty, Cup, Bernard, Ted Hurst, we love. Caleb Douglas is interesting, but we also have Dulcich.
I would say
Fields.
I would say Bernard or Thornton for me.
We'll take Tyquan. It never hurts to bet on Pat Mahomes. What would you get on the way back to hit in that second and third? So that's the super interesting part of drafts, right? So like, let's look at the board currently. And so obviously this is a 12-man draft, but so here you are at the 103. So say you take Puka. Now, if we kind of like close our eyes and pretend that Genty and Jefferson go here where foosball is, then everyone gets pushed down. So now you have a lot of options between like London, Nico, Neighbors, Devonta Smith, AJ Brown. Like
Trey
these are all
McBride.
interesting picks. Like you can go Trey McBride, and especially in the 10-man where like Bride
Yeah.
and Bowers are like really, really good. Like getting an advantage like that at a position between Bowers and McBride are huge. Preferably Bowers if that
That's
happens.
who you're hoping falls to you at the 2 in the second round is like one of McBride or Bowers.
If that
And
happens, yeah, I think you scoop up one of them.
And then third round, like a lot of wide receiver value, but also like the other thing to consider is that like to me, there's a very clear running back tier in the second round. Like you have Henry, Achane, Barkley, Chase Brown, Amari and Hampton, Kenneth Walker. Once all of them are off the board, running back's not on my board in the second round, really. So like in a 10-man, it kind of depends like how running back thirsty the room gets and whatnot. Like full PPR might balance that a little bit. You might only have Derrick Henry left by the time you get there, if I had to guess, or like only Chase Brown or something. But like I think any of those running backs is worth taking. Even if Bowers is on the board, I would take them over Bowers because I think you can get McBride in the third because like Bowers has way more sheen on him in most people's eyes than McBride does. But I think that they're basically the same bet. It's just a bad offense and they're the number one target by a lot. And even if you don't, then yeah, you can get AJ Brown, you can get Drake London, you can get Neighbors, you can get Nico Collins, like you can get a Rashee Rice in full PPR, you can get a very wonderful wide receiver there. So yeah, I definitely think like you just go chase. You pray that someone goes Chase or Puka and overreacts to full PPR at 1 or 2, and that you can get Gibbs or Bijan. But like, I don't think you should pull McCaffrey up to the 3 or like Jonathan Taylor up to the 3. I don't think that's like McCaffrey's good at pick 6 because like all the sure things are gone. And he's just the best of like all the, well, what if this is the RB1 type of bets? But like he is at that point in his career, like his efficiency did drop off a cliff for sure last season from a rushing standpoint. He still got there on receiving. I think he still will get there on receiving, but like he's not the like 1,500, 1,000 type of running back that he was even like 2 or 3 years ago.
Right. And then just on your comment, there are different tiers. I'll get off the scuba heavy TV like that and then fall back. And on the way back, either get a nice wide receiver or a fresh RB. That's kind of like the magic of that turn, right? That spot. You have so much of like optionality. There's a lot, like everything is kind of conditional. If somehow, some way you go, or I should say you go like Puka and then maybe a wide receiver here, and you hope one of the tight ends come back, and maybe McBride goes. Now you just get another elite wideout, or like you get your anchor RB. Like staying flexible in a draft like this is so important, especially in a 10-man. The one thing I will say is like probably don't take Allen in those first 3 picks.
Not in the first 3. If he comes all the way back to you in the 4th, then I think you smash the button. But I kind of doubt in just your standard home league, 10-team league, that he comes all the way back. But you could get Lamar in the 5th. You could possibly even get Lamar in the 6th, or you can get Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts in like the 7th or 8th. Like elite tight end is very much more like there's a line and then it's done. Elite quarterback is very spread out this year and is very cheap comparatively to where you normally have to pay. So yeah, don't reach for Josh Allen at the 2-3 turn. Only one of the elite tight ends. Or if you think Colston Loveland's that guy, I'm okay with it. Like you could probably get him in the 4th if you wanted to like really play that game, but I'd be okay with it in the 3rd. I personally would not do it, but like in a 10-man league, there's so much variation that's going to happen anyways that like you could easily win that bet anyways. So
for sure. Okay, real quick, just gonna list off our team that we just crafted here. Caleb Williams, Malik Willis, and Daniel Jones. Derrick Henry camp's got to be to a darling price. Thanks much, guys. Input definitely helps. I'm so glad that we're able to help. Any other questions? We're here. We're here to help.
Yep.
Price, Rashad White, Brian Robinson, then Justin Jefferson, Emeka Egbuka, Christian Watson, Josh Downs, Wandale Robinson, Omar Cooper Jr., and Tyquan Thornton are our wide receivers. Juwan Johnson, Greg Dulcich, and eventually a Darren Waller as our tight ends. Tim, how's your energy level? How's the thunderstorms going over there? Do we dare hop into another?
I'm good. We can. It's been quiet. The internet's interneting correctly, so I think let's do it and hope to not get a back end draft slot.
One time at the start. Look, if we ranged, if you're still on, maybe we get the 103. We can kind of walk through the thought process here. So we'll see.
If we get the 103, I'm going to be pushing for a 0 RB team. So just hold your breath.
Stunning here with you guys. Perfect. Because this is the reps, and this is what's really important to learn what is going to happen in these drafts theoretically. Because at draft day, anything will happen. Doesn't matter. Like someone just picks Josh Allen in the first round, and it's just all like wonky, right? 104. Let's get it. All right, this is just going to line up for 0 RB. I'm excited. Let's see if we any other fun names in this one. No. Ooh, not that I recognize at least.
Listen, I don't want to face Chess Liam in a lot of eliminators, to be fair.
Hey, hold on, let's refresh for a second to get our little thing going again. I like drafting against good players. I'm a big fan of drafting against people and seeing what they do.
Yeah, I do sometimes. I don't like to do it all the time. I like having if I have 100 teams, I like looking at 5 of them and being like, oh yeah, this was a stream draft against this guy or this guy.
Yep.
How's that one doing? That's fine.
Am I getting torched? Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't want 75 of my 100 teams to be like, oh, I've got all of these people that have won millions of dollars playing this game in here. I probably am not doing great. But yeah, I think it's Puka here. I'm assuming it's just going to go the way it always goes here.
Yeah.
I know it's scary. We can cover him if he misses week 1. It's 6 out of 12. It's variance anyways. We can cover him. I think probably Puka and Neighbors is probably not an ideal start anymore, unfortunately, in Eliminator. But
yeah, it's still
maybe
cool, though.
Yeah. I mean, if Neighbors gets to the 3rd, then I'm not going to be like, no, but probably not pulling him up in the 2nd anymore.
And the Puka thing too, right? Just in general with everybody who is worried. I don't think this will ever be a Lev Bell situation. I think that one is a one-off. There'll always be something that has been burned in the memory of fantasy football players if you were around at that time.
Yeah. I don't even think this is a Zeke situation.
No, not even.
Yes, Puka did garbage stuff, not condoning anything he said, don't believe or agree with anything he said, but we're in the NFL. At this point,
he just bit somebody, right?
Well, he was also racist, but let's not call a spade a spade. There's a lot of terrible racist old white men that run this league. He's probably not alone, and I'm sure there's plenty of people in positions of power who aren't going to see this as that big of an offense. So I don't think he gets suspended. I still think the conversation we had in the first draft of they're the matinee game on Thursday Night Football, the second game being aired, it's in Australia. They're not suspending Puka, at least not for week 1. Maybe they pull out a weird couple game suspension in the middle of the season. There's no way we can account for that. There is no shot. Man, the 11 hole just got a real fun team as well. I wish that could have fallen to us at 12.
We have one team that's like this, at the very least. Unfortunately, that one also contains a 4th string quarterback.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
I looked at that team roster again. I was like, oh, dude, this was almost so good. Like if that player was named Brian Robinson instead, I feel like that roster had a real shot. And now it has
Listen,
less of a real shot.
it's a total point survival pool. Like if there's ever going to be a type of roster where like you just have a 0 and it's fine, like that's one of them. You only have to beat out 25% of the field. Like having a fourth string, fourth quarterback is not going to sink your team.
Hopefully.
Hey, it also helps that it was late. If that had been like in the 6th round, like then we would have had real problems. So thankfully we were talking about the Browns when Quinshon Judkins was drafted. We were just talking about him.
Are we gonna get Bowers?
If we
I know we're not supposed to do it. But like
I would say Bowers or London for me.
Oh God. Okay. London. So we have real discussion between this Pickens or Collins.
Well, Collins is the same buy as Puka, or no, they don't.
Puka's 11.
I'd probably go. Let's do Bowers.
We're gonna take Bowers because we ran out of time. But like the thought process between not going elite tight end totally makes sense still. However, that felt like this is technically a fall by 2 in ADP for what it's worth. But I don't think this will tank us that bad because we know we're already going 0 RB. So we're gonna hopefully come back and get maybe Neighbors now.
Yeah,
that feels good.
If there was ever going to be a type of position where like if you miss out on Puka in week 1, like how do you make that up? Like 32 points from your tight end in week 1 could help.
That'll do.
Yeah,
that'll do.
Or even 22 points from your tight end in week 1 could help. We are not going Bowers and McBride. Thankfully, McBride.
Oh, he just got drafted. I was trying to cue him up.
No. Nico for sure. Man, Javonte goes in the 2nd round. Like, I'll just lose before I take.
That's not right. That shouldn't make sense. Are they going to take Javonte? They did.
Yeah.
Why is Nico so low? Do we just really hate CJ Stroud that much?
I think we just really like running back too much in the Eliminator. Like everyone is just so afraid of like, I need projectable volume. And it's like, that's great. In the 1st and 2nd round with good players, that's what you should take. You should not be taking Javonte because Javonte went in the 2nd in the last draft. I don't know if you saw that. He went.
I did not see that.
He went where Breece Hall went in the last draft, and I was like, "Pardon?" But apparently that's his ADP because he went right around there again this time, just in the 3rd. So
that's shocking to me. Come on, fellas. Come on. Come on, people.
Like, yeah,
he certainly will. I mean, we saw it once already, which is and as their only receiver worth noting.
Yeah, on that offense, he still did that. Like, and now the offense is markedly, at least supposed to be markedly better, with a better quarterback.
Advertises better
coaching staff, better play caller, probably better. I mean, at least slightly better wide receiver core. Like, I don't think Jalen Naylor's good, but he's an upgrade from Dante Thornton and Jack Bash. Like, respectfully.
Can't disparage Jack Bash like that. We've not seen anything from him yet.
He's getting
my
bad
2nd round wide receiver.
He's getting bad reviews in camp.
Like, I can't believe it, man. Why did I take him so early? That was such a horrid pick. Oh, that's a good Josh Allen run right there. Though they have no wide receivers.
That's the Eliminator. They're just like, I gotta get points. It's just like, do you? Like. Yeah, like this room so far is playing out exactly how we would want to do it with wanting to build a 0 RB team. Like,
we're going to get Waddle back?
I don't know if we get Waddle back, but we could get Tet, we could get Higgins, Ladd, like, and we might be able to get Burden in the 5th. Like,
depending on how scared everybody is with that Burden injury, him in the 5th feels fine. That feels totally A-okay with me.
Yep, that's where he's fallen in the last 2 drafts we've done. Like, But yeah, like any of the 4 wide receivers on the board, if they're there, are like smash picks for us. I would probably we have 11 and 8. Oh, good.
Yep.
None of them are 11 or 8, which is even better.
We legitimately have the pick of anything that we want right here. Lad goes, that's awful. Come on.
T's what, 40.8? I think we take T just as the ADP faller and then see. But like it's all yellow on the way back. So like even if a wide receiver run happens, we're still going to get a wide receiver.
We're going to get another elite wide receiver.
Yeah, like, you know, Burden, Evans, McLaurin, obviously not Adams. We don't want to double stack Rams, but like it's very unlikely that none of them come back. And if they do, Bucky, like we end the 0 RB. That's fine. We do need Loveland to go to one of these 2 non-tight end drafters, though. I need you to get real interested in. I mean, even JMO would be fine.
This is crazy. It's crazy to see the value here. He's not going to go Loveland.
He might go Loveland. But even if Burden goes, like Terry McLaurin, lovely, fantastic.
Devontae Adams.
Luther Burden. It's Luther Burden. like look at this wide receiver room start.
Like Burden is, I mean, this is technically at ADP.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? I feel like he should have been falling a little bit more.
Well, he was going in like the early 40s before this, so it just takes a while for ADP to shift that much, even 10 spots in Eliminator.
Wow. Oh, I didn't realize I should keep scrolling down. Next time, buddy.
If Burden went and McLaurin went, like I probably would have said Parker. Like,
oh, can we explain 0 RB? Yes, absolutely, of course. Thank you so much for asking. This is like our favorite question of all time.
Yep.
The idea of 0 RB, and I'll show you the board as we're doing this. The idea is that as you are drafting, you are simply saying, I want to have elite options at wide receiver and get the most points from wide receiver, and especially in this format where it's start 3 wide receivers. Like you are saying that I'm going to punt a position that has players that have value later in the draft for players that are going to excel and theoretically fall because people are picking running backs.
Yep.
So in this case, we're making the bet that says, all right, Puka, Bowers, Nico Collins, T. Higgins, and Luther Burden. Like this is in theory our starting 3 wide receivers, our flex, and our tight end.
Yep.
Like we're saying this is our starting 5. And we believe, and as the draft goes on, we believe we will find replacement level running backs later in the draft, where people then have to figure out their starting wide receivers or their starting tight end, who are going to be markedly worse than our guys. That is my quick version of the 0 RB as we're drafting. Did I miss any key points there?
The thing I would say is like the idea is that running back as a position just gets hurt more than any other position in football. The thing that has been so defining of the last 2 years is that hasn't happened as like weird 2 consecutive seasons of weird statistical anomalies. Like every highly drafted running back for the most part has stayed entirely healthy the entire season twice in back-to-back years. That doesn't happen normally. That shouldn't happen a third time. Like, again, anything can happen, but for the most part, these guys get hurt. They miss 4 to 6 games. Sometimes they're down for the season. You can get their backups late. And the idea is that targets at the wide receiver position and the tight end position, targets are earned. You have to be talented to ascend. Running back touches are not necessarily earned. It is purely opportunity, and anyone who's a league average running back or more, I think it's Jordan Tyson for me.
Over Burrow. I know stacking and all that, but it's just Nico and Tyson have the same buy, but it's fine.
Yeah, I would rather push Burrow around the turn just to see if the Chase drafter wants to get funky. Because we also have Caleb that we could stack with Burton on the way back if we wanted, or Hurts unstacked.
I was gonna say I would actually prefer Hurts unstacked.
Yeah.
I think.
Or we take our first running back. I guess Dobbins really does go at the 6-7 turn in this format. That's crazy to me.
But we don't even need to do that. We could take Chuba instead and say we're out of the Jonathan Brooks camp.
We can go to Rico Dowdle. Like Rico Dowdle's fine here. Like, or we just keep punting running back.
I mean, there's a world where we just keep punting running back and then we just go get like RJ Harvey again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably not gonna come back to us, but with this room. But like Bill ends up being our starting running back, and that like is fine because he is the starting running back for the Commanders.
I think we actually probably should pass on Burrow.
If Marv comes back, we should probably just take Marv
and just be done at wide
and call it a day. And like we're breaking our allocation rule, but like then we just don't need any of them, and then we have a funsies, or we just go 3-6-6-3, and I feel like that's fair. Unless you want to do like QJ, Downs again, Brooks Hubbard.
I think it's Marv. Yeah, let's do that.
Like in my mind, at least, like I think it's a smart draft decision to pick one of Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
I think you like in your draft you should try to leave with like a Cardinal, which sucks, but whatever. Like I know, but there's gonna be a lot of volume on that offense because they're gonna be losing in a losing state a lot of the time.
Yeah,
hit them. The Jags, you have to take a shot. You have to pick someone because again, the offense is good. It's gonna hum. And you just gotta have to make a bet somewhere, whether it be Parker, BTJ, Jacoby Myers, or even like Brenton Strange. Like I think those are just good situations to attack because the prices aren't that bad either, right? Like this was our 6th wide receiver, and we got the 4th overall pick in that draft.
Yeah, Chargers, Ravens.
Yeah,
just a lot of guys with a lot of cheap options. Just take them. Just take one.
Exactly. Michael saved a lot of folks last year in a way that I don't know if we've really seen before. Like Michael Wilson's ascension was truly like an anomaly, if not maybe the start of like something really cool in fantasy football. If Michael Wilson's now suddenly just like a machine,
better than Marvin Harrison,
right?
That'd be something for my mental health. Yeah.
Well,
running back will be interesting coming back. The hope is that basically everyone from like pick 9 to pick 12 just went like so running back heavy that the hope is that they're just going to see these running backs just be like, I don't want this guy. It's like they all, and it seems like it's playing out, but we'll see. Like definitely have targets that I'm hoping for. Don't know if they're going to get to us or not.
And that's just the game we play, unfortunately, right? Like every draft strategy is a little different, and every draft strategy has the potential downside, right? Like losing Bill there, that feels bad. Maybe, like, I said a couple minutes ago, maybe Manungai just is our running back one, and I don't hate that. He's going to be playing every week. Yeah, there's a shot there.
Jordan Mason, it's fun.
Jordan Mason's pretty good. Him and Aaron Jones are both like really. Oh, I didn't mean to cue up Michael Wilson, but he's still hanging out there. Like Rashad White, relevant. Kenny G's relevant, even though I don't think he's as good. But
and like, like there's solid picks, or we're like, oh wow, Justin Herbert's here. Like, what if he's just the QB1 or QB2? He goes, but that's fine. Like,
other people thought the same thing.
Yeah,
like Trevor Lawrence is interesting here to me. I think he has a shot. I think we try to push Trevor Lawrence, but he probably won't get pushed. But then we got Mahomes and Purdy still. Cortland Sutton, you sweet summer child.
Manungai makes perfect sense here.
And this is where, again, in theory, there's a world where DeAndre Swift loses the primary back role.
Or gets hurt.
Manungai is going to then out volume everybody else in this range.
Yep.
And then you have that plus elite wide receivers. So that's where running back really thrives is situations like this, where now you're like, well, these are running backs who are already going to get touches, but if one thing happens, they're going to get a bunch more, and you're going to benefit from that.
Especially in best ball, where like I don't have to guess who to start. Like I just get whoever scores the most points that week. Like
Exactly.
if
I'm taking Dart here, I think.
I would be Gainwell, but Dart is fine.
The reason why, so I'm gonna exert my executive decision as the driver to take Dart, only because the QBs that are coming up are either going to be taken, because we also have this guy doesn't have a QB yet, this guy doesn't have a QB yet,
Yeah.
and I think we have like a bunch of 1 QB drafters. Like they're not going to take Bo Nix, or like I think Dart would be gone for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't feel super excited about leaving this range without one that at least can do its best Jalen Hurts impression.
Yeah.
Like, and Kenny Gainwell, well, I think is a good pick, and I think we can't go wrong with either two of these picks. There is a downside to the fact that Bucky Irving exists, and he's just a little better version of Kenny Gainwell, and Baker Mayfield is not Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, so will we see the same amount of volume again from Kenny Gainwell? Tough to say, because he's never done it before.
Yeah. I really hope Aaron Jones makes it back to us.
Me too, because then I'll feel very stupid.
I mean, Chris Rodriguez is a fine bet. Keaton Mitchell is a good bet. Like, yeah, it gets ugly. It does. But like,
I've started to really like the idea of Alvin Kamara being someone worth picking up. No, you don't. They're not. Like, he's not going to go away.
No, but he's also not going to be good at football. So that tends to be. It kind of
matter when we can catch 4 or 5 passes a game. You're better than Achane at catching the ball.
He was really, really bad at that last year. The team in front of us only has 2 running backs. He's definitely taking Aaron Jones.
He's taking Aaron Jones.
And we're going to get shut out on C-Rod. Could go Stafford with... Nope, Stafford goes. Could go Love. I wouldn't hate that.
Love would be good. Shuck is good.
I mean, Shuck has the same buy as Dart, so we can't go Shuck.
Oh, just kidding. Thank you. So it's going to have 2 eyes.
Yep. Oh, he does not go Aaron Jones. So
we do.
Yep.
Okay.
That feels much better.
Woo! Anyway, so like we said, 0 RB is a perfect strategy. It works all the time. There's never any sort of stress.
Yeah. No, not at all.
and then you get the most wanted man in LA.
Hopefully. It's because it looks like all the quarterbacks are going. So we might have to wait until the next tier.
No.
But also, when you go 0 RB like this, you need to take your running back shots. And like, if you're getting boxed out at quarterback, like, you need to just let it happen and just take the late guys. Like, if I think it's Keaton Mitchell here, even though, well, Baker's still there.
Baker might just be better.
We need running backs so bad.
I'm taking Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
So,
like, what's the difference between Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith from like a median projection standpoint?
I'm only laughing because the answer is not a ton. Yeah. However, if you do theoretically think about those 2 players and their situations and the target and like the weapons around them, it's kind of hard. But like, all right, Gary Wilson and Emeka Ibuka, okay. Mm-hmm. We then don't know about Omar Cooper Jr., but like Chris Godwin, obviously very good. But like Breece Hall, I would say is arguably, maybe not arguably, is better than Bucky Irving. So
yeah, but
maybe
like,
it's not the craziest situation.
But like Bucky and Gainwell in the aggregate versus Breece Hall, like they're probably about the same. And like Kate Otten versus a first round rookie that runs fast, or
Mason Taylor.
yeah, like I pick Kate Otten. Like Jalen McMillan is basically slower Adonai Mitchell if he was taking Adderall. Like Ted Hurst is better than whatever wide receiver 4 is on the Jets. Like they're basically the same. Like they're similar situations. It's just one doesn't have the stink of the Jets on him, and one does.
And arguably, their coaches are both bad.
Coaches are both bad. Honestly, the Jets line is probably better than the Bucks, where it's like they're both high.
They're both pretty good
lines. Yeah, like when they're healthy, they're good offensive lines. So like, again, would I prefer Baker over Geno in a vacuum? Absolutely. There's a reason he goes way higher, but like from a median, any week type projection standpoint, all these quarterbacks are the same at this point. We missed like when we went once Jordan Love was off the board, like all the quarterbacks are the same now. So now just take 2 that don't have the same bias, Jackson Dart. Like it doesn't really matter which ones we take. But yeah, we need to swing at running back like we just do.
Yeah. Now we enter a very interesting area of running backs, because we can pull up running backs that may or may not be more exciting, like a la Tajay Spears or even like Zach Charbonnet. Yeah. But that is 30 picks ahead of ADP.
Yeah. I mean,
that seems dangerous.
Like we probably do want our second quarterback here.
Like, do you think we just take Daniel Jones or Cam Ward?
Jones or Ward makes sense. We can't do Stroud. I think Stroud just went anyways.
Stroud's a week 8 bye, yep.
Yeah, I think Jones or Ward makes total sense. Again, we don't need to stack in this contest, so probably Jones for the late bye. Well, actually, I guess it depends, because if we take Ward, we can't take Rodgers. If we take Jones, we can't take Smith. So which one do we think is more likely to come back in like 2 rounds between Rodgers? Smith. Probably, yeah. So probably Ward. And of course, we do Ward because we could also take Brissett.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brissett is at least an interesting pick as well, given the fact that he's going to throw the ball 50 times a game.
And he's stacked with Marv. Not that it matters, but he is stacked with Marv. And yeah, on the way back, like Spears, what other running backs are there?
So we got Tajay Spears, Zach Charbonnet, Tank Bigsby, Alvin Kamara, that I've no longer clicked. Pacheco, which we're not drafting.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson. Oh, well, hold on.
Yeah, Marshawn Lloyd is high up there. Jaden Blue would be high up there. Jonah Coleman would be high up there.
Like I would probably rank them. Like I would still pull up Marshawn Lloyd. I don't care. I think like this late, I don't mind going that crazy ahead of ADP.
Yeah, I can stomach that.
I know it's pretty bad. Like, would you prefer Tajay here just because the ADP dictates?
I prefer Tajay purely because also like I still like Dylan Sampson. I still like Brian Robinson, and they all have week 11 buys along with Marshawn Lloyd. And like I want to keep the flexibility of like one of those week 11 running backs being available. Okay. I feel like that's the only reason. Like I would prefer to have Lloyd upside in a vacuum, but like Lloyd also could just be a 0. And like Spears isn't a 0. He's not fun. Spears isn't like a smash, but he's not a 0. And like we do, like Keaton Mitchell is who we're hoping is a smash. Kyle Monunga is who we're hoping is a smash. We hope Swift gets displaced in this situation. Right. We hope Aaron Jones keeps the job all year. But like there's no world where Marshawn Lloyd unseats a healthy Josh Jacobs. Where the best you could hope for in that case is like a suspension, an injury, or like, oh, he's actually the passing down back, which is like unlikely. So Lloyd is like a pure handcuff upside swing, like a Jonah Coleman, like a Tank Bigsby, like Jaden Blue probably has a better value on this team simply because like he's probably going to get pass catching work. Like not a lot of it, not all of it, but like some of it.
I'm so curious what he can potentially do, though.
Yeah.
Like, Jaden Blue exists as this interesting Pandora's box type of running back because you don't know what you're actually going to get with him. And I say that in the sense of, do the Cowboys want to give him more reps behind Javonte Williams? Like, do they want to get him out? Like, I think they should.
Yeah.
I think a smart offense would want to do that. That he has explosive speed.
Yep.
But we didn't really see a lot of that last year. And who'd lose carries to Malik Davis? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Malik Davis. I don't think they ever got to the point of actually trying Phil Maffa.
He was like injured for, I think, legitimately up until like week 17, week 18.
Yeah. What sucks is that quarterback makes the most sense here, but like all the good running backs we like have come back so far.
We do. Let's take a look here.
Everyone
we have drafters who have 3 QB, 2 QB, 2 QB, 2 QB, 3 QB. Yeah. So they are going to pick Geno Smith and Aaron Rodgers if we do not.
And probably Brissett. Who's like,
well, there's only someone would have to pick. Oh wait, no. One of these 3 will come back to us, right? 1, 2, yeah.
As long as
this person,
if they take a quarterback, then we need to take a quarterback. If they don't, then I think because
take Juwan. Okay, so now
I think it's just Lloyd here, and
I like this still because what's going to happen is so he's going to go running back for sure. AJ Barner. I know nothing about drafting. Anyway, well,
here's the thing though.
Dontavian Wicks, we're completely wrong. We're going to have our choice of all QBs still.
Even if Brissett and Smith go, we can take one of the week 11 stinkers on this team because we don't have a week 11 bye somewhere else at quarterback. We have an 8 and a 9. So like if we have to take Tua in round 16 or 17, like it's going to suck. Yeah. Is it the end of the world? I don't think so. Like, I'm going to be honest. If Jaden Blue is there,
you don't want to take Jaden Blue?
Man. So the room is Monangai, Jones, Mitchell, Spears, Marshawn, Lloyd. We're in round 16?
Yeah. That's not 15.
Brissett. Yeah.
Really thought about it. I was going to then pick Blue. Immediately goes after.
Yeah. There's other running backs late that are just like fine. And like there's not other like I'm kind of talking out of my butt on like, yeah, the third quarterback's fine, but like the 2v2 of like Brissett and some other running back versus like Jaden Blue and Tua is like, because we also still have to take 2 late tight ends to end this out. We still only have Bowers.
But the thing is, like the late tight ends, I was thinking about this earlier and I didn't really bring it up because I wanted to talk about it when we got here. That is like the advantage of Brock Bowers, like truly.
Yep.
Like not only is he week 13 bye, he is going to play every week, like barring health, and he will certainly be the best tight end on your team. Like no doubt about it. So like you really are just picking two tight ends that have a different week bye and that you think will score you 5 to 10 points.
Yeah.
And like that means your entire draft is now open. And that's why like Brock Bowers is super, super good in this format, like in particular.
Yeah. I do think thinking back, like just looking back at everything, I think we probably should have just pulled a running back up instead of taking Marv.
You think we should have gone like, I mean, the options were Jonathan Brooks, Bill, Chuba. Maybe take Bill there instead.
Even like Corum, like Rams offense. We already have Puka. Like could be either an RB2 with work, or like could just ascend, or could get the role. I just like is Marvin Harrison ever actually going to hit our lineup that much, like in the grand scheme of things, if everything else is
Probably
going right?
not,
Yeah, like
but
especially with Tyson, it's like we probably should have gone just like a safer vet later
maybe.
to supplement Burden and Tyson, and like, but I think we also just got like stuck on the idea of like, yeah, but if Marv is the guy, all of a sudden in year 3, then like we are truly smashing. I think you know what time. I mean, actually,
Are we muting it up?
I think
I'm fine.
Otten makes more sense.
Do we have? Sure.
Just like Muth does have some small risk of being replaced. Like they did
By Darnell.
They paid Darnell a bucket of money, and like this coaching, like Mike McCarthy has no allegiance to either of these guys, so like he could. You already knew which running back I was going to suggest.
It's the magic of drafting a lot with you, which is like I know exactly where they're gonna go. I like this is like
Yeah, we can't go Vidal,
it's so funny
because we have Keaton. I wish. We take too much Keaton because I do want Vidal, but I always forget Vidal's all the way down there.
Yeah. Well, also like he's just not exciting. Like there's not a lot of like upside with Kamaya Vidal.
Yeah. I think Emmett Johnson is a good click. I wish we knew which Niner. I really
right.
Yeah, I think it's just Justice Hill, unfortunately. He's gonna
and
get.
Then we need. Oh wait. We need a tight end.
Yeah. Well, no, that's we have one more pick.
Right.
Yeah. So we take because that was to fill out. We have 6. Now we have a 3-6-6, and then the last one will be 3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I only said that because I almost was like, oh, Emmett Johnson feels much more exciting than Justice Hill. However, Justice Hill is probably going to see the field, and we don't know if Emmett Johnson will.
Yeah, like we're hoping Marshawn Lloyd has an explosion season. We're hoping Kyle Monangai gets way more work than expected. We're hoping Keaton Mitchell is like not Devon Achane, but like diet Devon Achane. You know.
Oh wait, what am I doing? I know who it is.
Yeah. Like, I know this is silly that we're doing this, but like this contest is almost full and this man has not been drafted a single time. Like,
right.
And he's like very clearly going to start for them. Like he will just
Hey, I mean, I guess if you're signing Darren Waller on August 12th, like Mitchell Evans isn't quite getting there then. Javian Sanders, Tommy Tremble aren't really cutting it.
What's crazy to me is that Waller was signed before Jonnu Smith was signed. Jonnu Smith is still a free agent. He has not retired as far as I'm aware. He's just out there.
Because Arthur Smith is somewhere else. Arthur Smith is no longer in the NFL.
He's like, I need NCAA eligibility. I need to go back and join Arthur Smith in college.
He needs to be a coach then. Just hang up the cleats.
That's what Hopkins did.
I know that was,
but also
pretty interesting. I don't know. I don't know what Hopkins is doing. Someone said he signed with the Patriots. I was like, no, he's a coach.
Yeah, I just don't know how you can do that. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go coach in college. Are you retired? Nope.
No,
I'm active.
I can be called any moment.
Yep, I probably will be. I'm sure the Giants will run out of 4th string wide receivers from 8 years ago, and we'll need a new one by like week 6. So yeah, I think it's Waller.
Shadur Sanders. What a bet to make. Shadur Sanders.
It's actually
Kyle Manor.
That kind of sucks. He's the only quarterback that's gone since we took Brissett. Like Tua's still on the board. Mendoza's on the board.
Kirk on the board. Devon Bailey goes next. Well,
no,
he had 6 touchdowns last year. That's a freaking joke, dude.
Yeah. Knowing that, I'm actually like really bummed that we skipped on Jaden Blue.
Don't think about it too much. I know it's gonna bug you way too much. For honestly, for a player that will probably do nothing this season,
But if he does something, then he would have been real useful on this team.
Yeah, it would have
'cause
been really. It would have been real
we have
cool.
we have a lot of running backs that will probably do nothing.
Don't ever say that about Keaton Mitchell.
Listen,
third
we,
running
we,
back.
we
Oh,
tried zero RB. We didn't get quite the fallers we were hoping for at the first real running back picks. Like, it definitely would have felt comfier with like Bill or
Yeah.
one of the quorum, what have you. But I think it still is a viable room. And again, you don't have to beat 120,000 other teams. You have to beat one. Like,
We have to beat this lobby first. We
Yeah.
have to beat this pool. I think we have a good shot because some people are drafting shooter standards, and this is their QB room is Sam Darnold, Bryce Young, and Shooter Sanders.
yeah. And they have like Jacoby Lane, who's a rookie and not going to
Whoa.
score much, like Elikai Manor, who's not going to score much. Like,
Wait,
like
is this team just horrific?
it
Sorry,
kinda-
I don't mean to bash you, Leo Ramis, but this might not be a good roster.
like, again, in a 1 week sample, literally anything can happen. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how good your team looks on paper. Like, the only thing that matters is who scores the most points that week. So, like, as long as this team is a top 6 team, which, like, with those wide receivers, that's the bet. Like, if
Right.
Pookie and Burden miss week 1, this team's dead anyways. It just is. But even then, it might not be dead. Like, if Bowers has a 35-point week in week 1, like if Nico Collins gives you 25, T. Higgins gives you 20, Marvin Harrison gives you 13, like, and you get
We're in
like, yeah, like a lot of these teams are going to suck. Like, they just are, like, when you think about fantasy football, like, we really overestimate how many players score meaningful scores in a given week. It's not that many. Most players are scoring like 6 points. They just are, because in order for a lot of players on a single team to score a lot of points, it has to be an offensive explosion, and those don't happen with a huge frequency comparatively to the amount of games you play in a season. So, if you have 6 players on your roster that go above 20 points, like, that's a great week for you. That's excellent. You're doing well. Like, you're already
Right.
you're already ahead of the 8 ball. So you are just hoping that you bank it correctly. And like, if you only get 6.7 points from one running back and 8.4 from the others, like, there's probably a couple heavy RB teams that are going to have similar scores, and like, they didn't draft like they were expecting that.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, this lobby in general is going to be an interesting one to follow. I want to make sure I gotta go back and like rename a lot of our drafts to make sure they're stream drafts.
I'm not gonna do that unless they win or like are
Fair enough. Unless they survive, they have to get out of the pod.
Once we're into playoff weeks, then I'll look at the remaining teams and be like, okay, was this a stream draft or not?
Yeah,
Let's figure that out, because otherwise I'd just be like, ugh, I don't want to go through and watch all of these streams and figure out. Because, like, respectfully, I have like 250 drafted teams at this point. I don't have the time for all that.
Oh, come on! You don't have them committed to memory yet. Unbelievable.
Not quite, no.
Unbelievable. I know. I need to get some BBMs at some point soon. But I think of a single BBM. All of my drafts have been like Eliminator and weekly winners,
which is playing out well for you because those contests might fill this weekend. Eliminators, 92% full, something like that.
Yeah.
Weekly winners is in like the high 80s, I believe, and BBM's still in like the 60% range. So there's a decent chance that the Eliminator and weekly winners are both just done by the time you hear from us next week.
Okay, yeah. I was like, what? Why is it just season? Oh my god, dude!
They've broken it. Yeah, they've broken it down so like bizarrely. Hey, I also would like to really commemorate today. We did not take a single Travis Hunter share.
People said we couldn't do it. He was queued up a couple times, but we are free from the chains. We can learn. We can move on. Just today, Darren Waller's now jumped up to my second most owned tight end.
You're welcome.
Wow. So I mean, this is like kind of like what I was saying earlier. So I've done 6 drafts of the Eliminator. Like not nearly enough. I'll keep getting more, but I think like, oh, I have some people who I really can't miss, and then I realize, all right, it's just Tyler Shuck that it's 5th%. Everyone else is a 3rd, and then everybody else one time. So clearly, I have no stakes. I have no flag plants because I'm out here trying to find the best value.
Yeah. Listen, before we go, I do need to explain the Darren Waller thing and why this matters.
Okay.
When you're drafting a contest against like 100,000 other people, there's very little ways that you can creatively outscore other teams. And yes, I said that like uniqueness doesn't matter that much in Eliminator, but it does matter to the point of if I'm getting a tight end that can score the same as all these other tight ends late in the draft, and he hasn't been drafted a single time until today, and the contest is probably closing on Sunday or like Monday of next week, like you need to hammer the crap out of that player. Like that is very valuable. Even if he only hits your lineup a single time, like if he somehow has a 30-point week and he's on your roster and he's not on like almost anyone else's, that's huge. Like that's points that, you know, like even thinking about Kenny Gainwell last year, like Kenny Gainwell was not highly rostered. No one was like, yeah, I want the Steelers running back 3 because that's what we thought he was going into the season. Turns out he was the running back 1, but we didn't know that at the time. He wasn't drafted very much, but like the teams that had Kenny Gainwell, they just smashed because he was putting up 20+ point weeks on like 6 different weeks and no one else had him. So you could have a great team and then you just had Kenny Gainwell just sitting in the wings. So obviously he is an even bigger priority in Best Ball Mania, but even for the Eliminator, we're 90% through the contest. He's probably been drafted like 100 total teams at this point out of the thousands and tens of thousands that have been drafted. You need to take Darren Waller if you are drafting any contests that are close to filling at this point, because having leverage over the field is important and it's gives you another way to win. So you need to get overexposed on Darren Waller in the short term. Obviously, if you don't believe in the bet that much, then like feel free to fade him. But like if you are drafting a portfolio, you should probably shoot for like 15% of your drafts until the end of best ball season have Darren Waller, which will probably put you more around like 8%, 10% of your total portfolio if you've been drafting all summer, which is, you know, totally fine. If you want to be a little underweight on that, that's fine. But again, like do not pass up on players that are not 100% drafted. Like you need to have exposure to players that you think can score points that aren't on every other team in the contest.
Beautifully said. I think that is like incredibly wise. And after I click end stream, I might be hopping into another draft to make sure I get some more Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for chatting and just enjoying the drafts with us, because it's the best time of season. We have football tomorrow. We have some preseason action tomorrow.
Yep.
So we get even more knowledge, even more insights, and hopefully even more random players that we can pick up at the end of the draft. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you all next time.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.